anything else on the track, boy?
Racks now, I got cash now. Need it right now, baby, I can buy it down. You talking shit, bitch, I'ma find out. Put that pipe out, and his lies out.
You talking shit, bitch? Well, I'm gon' find out. And pull this iron out, put brains on walls like timeout. I'm getting hella dough, don't call my telephone unless you got some O's and a price to sell them for. I'm chasing green with my team, that's where we at right now. I put the work on the beam and then I break that down. I put potato on the front so it does not make sounds. I hit the plug house, put the bricks in the lost and found.
Racks now, I got cash now. Need it right now, baby, I can buy it down. You talking shit, bitch, I'ma find out. Put that pipe out, and his lies out.
That boy mad cause we don't fuck with him. Had enough of him, take the tough out him. When this big glop a buck at him. You friends with him, then duck with him. My whole life I had to sin, cause I had to get it in. Nobody else want me to win. I'm chasing bags now, I got this cash now. They on my ass now, about the past now. But my future optimistic and I'm with it. Chasing digits, fade away right after pivot. See my shot and I can't miss it.
Racks now, I got cash now. Need it right now, baby, I can buy it down. Talking shit, bitch.
Shit did get trippy.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah. It just fades from ear to ear. I like it. I fuck with it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta wear headphones to even get that.
You get that right.
Yeah.
Well, look, man. Welcome everybody to the motherfucking Contemporary Comrades podcast. It's your boy Heavy J. It's Corn. We got a special fucking guest for y'all tonight, man.
Your boy Trvsh Bandicoot.
Trvsh Bandicoot, man. Say what's up, man.
What up? What up?
Hey, man. Look. We if y'all haven't picked up on it by now, we interview the homies, right? Like we've been interviewing the homies. This is a long time homie of ours, man. Been doing music since at least 5 years from what I can remember, right? Probably more than that, right?
Yeah, facts.
We was rapping
since like 2000. Since like 2011, probably.
Yeah, 11. I remember, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. I remember going over to this motherfucker's house. We go down in his grandpa's basement, or like the fucking room, or like his dad's basement, or like the room in his grandpa's house, or something like that, dude. We be in this motherfucker smoked out. Dude, we had the fucking what was it, the foam in the closet.
Shit, remember that was back when we were using Rock Band mic from the PS3.
Yes, dude.
That's how we was recording.
Man, dude, those were good times, bro.
Yeah, for real.
But shit, man. Look, anything you want to say about yourself before we get started, man?
I don't know. I don't talk much. I get nervous with shit like this. I guess we'll get started and then maybe I'll say some shit.
Well, Trvsh, I want to ask you this, man. You were 12 gauge before you were Trvsh for your Trvsh Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I want to know what made you come up with those two names and why the transition.
All right. So the 12 gauge name, that just came because the first time I ever rapped, I just was freestyling, and I think I said something about a 12 gauge, and then Dante was like, "That's got to be your rap name," and then it was. And then Trvsh Bandicoot, like everything I do is kind of just spur of the moment. Like Trvsh Bandicoot was kind of the same thing. I was recording with my homeboy Tragic, and when I came out the booth, he was like, "This song sucks. We should call it Trvsh Bandicoot." And I was like, "Bro, I'll make that my rap name." And he thought I was playing. And then I really did it. But I don't know. That's like the kind of the whole gist of everything we do, though. It's like the Trvsh Bandicoot, the Dummy Boy Gang. It's like, we want you to sleep on us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll go ahead and put out there I'm trash, or we'll go ahead and put out there we're dummies. That way you sleep on us. That way we come under the radar. It's just like, it's just kind of what we do.
Elaborate a little more on that. On that, like you got like that. You want people to sleep on you. Like what do you exactly mean by that?
I guess so you catch them by surprise. You know, like if I do a show or something and they're like the next artist up is Trvsh Bandicoot, you're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Or
Okay.
like, you know, or we name ourselves things that other people would think is an insult almost.
I see.
And then it's got, so like if somebody didn't like my music and they text their homeboy and say, dang, this shit's trash, that's not gonna make sense because my rap name's Trvsh Bandicoot. you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of just all like a joke in itself, and anybody that knows me already knows that that's me. Like, I don't know, like
once you but once you gain like a larger audience, do you think you'll ever transition to another name, or is Trvsh Bandicoot like is that like your business now as well?
Well, it's kind of like already in my head that like that's like why my Instagram and everything is Trvsh DBG, because I think eventually once it got bigger, I'd probably have to go by that anyways, because I feel like the Trvsh Bandicoot shit could like bring some, you know what I'm saying? Like like somebody gonna try to sue me or something over that. but I changed it from Gage because I started making like, I guess, different music, and it was just like a different point in my life. I just needed to change. So that was kind of just like a spur of the moment thing. But I think eventually it might just end up being Trvsh DBG.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then
but with the Bandicoot name, I mean,
I don't know if it would be a problem, but in case
that's
it ever
what,
is,
I don't think that would be a problem though.
In case
if you use like Crash maybe and but
like I got a few logos that are like spin-offs from Crash Bandicoot, like Aku smoking a joint and shit like that. Like
yeah, that one might get it. That one might get it. But,
I saw the stickers too, like Crash all like skinny and cracked out and shit with the bottle. Those are dope.
And it's just so much easier to market. Like the whole Gage thing was like, what do I do with this? Trvsh Bandicoot's got like endless possibilities. I got t-shirt designs that are just a trash can. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so much to do with it.
Like Trash, I gotta get used to saying it.
Everybody says that. Everybody says that when I tell them that. They're like, bro, I can't call you that.
But I mean, we all grew up together. We'd known you for so long, and so when I first saw like the name change, I was like, okay, you know, it's just, you know, him being him, it's cool. But like so I didn't even think anything of it that like that was the reasoning for the name change. I was just like, oh, he just had a name change. I'm gonna still listen to the shit, like regardless, like you know what I mean. So I didn't really. So that's why I asked that. But that's actually a pretty interesting view on it of how you actually came up with the name change.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Tragic, for that.
Say what?
I said thank Tragic for that. He's always naming my song some crazy shit. Like I'll go to play a song in the fucking car and it'll be like Trash loves cuddling dudes or something like that. My homeboy's in the passenger seat, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, man, blame that on Tragic. Like,
is that ever the official name of the song, or do you like, all right, we drop it?
Yeah, like I'm gonna change it when it drops, but like since he's mixing my shit down, he'll just make like the file name some crazy shit.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck. So I was gonna ask you, since you brought up marketing and how easy it is to market. Like that's one thing I noticed about your logo, and I'm saying about your brand, really, which is what it is, and then also about your fucking your song like covers, like the art dope in all of them. Like is that something that you like
shit the dude
partially, or is it just a dude you just say, hey, work your magic, bro, or like what's the inspiration with it?
So some of them are just like send the dude the money and say, hey, this is the name, do what you want. But I'd say about 90% of them I tell him exactly what I want. And it's actually like all of the ones like that are like hand drawn looking shit. There's a dude, the dude that does those for me, it's Ryan Draws Crap on Instagram, and he's like 15 years old and hand draws every one of those covers.
Really?
And I found out about him through Lil Cock Pump because he was doing some of his cover art. And you know, that's like the biggest thing. Like people see that before they even play the song. So that dope cover art means the world.
Yeah, man. It does draw you in for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's that. We had the same sort of mentality when we because we just recently rebranded and shit too. Like we were talking about, you know, off air. The logo got to draw you in, man. Like it got to like, oh, that looks interesting enough to click, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like when I uploaded the Reptar video to YouTube, I made the thumbnail Selena Gomez, and that shit did mad views just because of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people wanted to see Selena Gomez.
So, Trav, how long did it take for you to get into like the rhythm, like to get into who you are as an artist? You know what I mean? Like to actually get a feel of what kind of songs you wanted to create.
It took a long time, to be honest. I'd say it took me a few years to just get in that pocket and find that flow and like, but I mean, like I said earlier, I've been making music since 2011, and I think last year was when I finally found out what I really want to make and how I want to make it. And I think it took that long because I don't know, I'm one of them people where like I care about the people around me a lot too. So a lot of times I let people influence my art a little too much and stuff. And then like this last year was kind of me just focusing on me and making what I want. So it took a long time because I'd say, yeah, probably the last year or two is when I really found that sound that I like making.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
So when you write your songs, are you usually in the studio or like what's your momentum when you're writing a song?
It's always different. When I first started making music, I freestyled. Like the first like 4 or 5 years of me making music, everything was straight freestyle. And then I started writing, and most of the time I'm at my house. I'll listen to a beat and I'll write, but sometimes I'll go to the studio and just pull a beat up and start writing right there. It just all depends.
Oh, word. That's dope. So like I was gonna say what. So when you go and you write something, like is there ever a topic that's like is it, or do you write based off like how you're feeling that day, or is it based off like what you're fucked up on, or like, or is it like what
probably
you want to write about?
A lot of the times that's when I write the most, is when I'm like pissed off or some fucked up shit's happened. But like with that, it's like, I don't know. I'm also the type of person where like I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in my life. I could talk about it in my music all day, but for me, music is an escape. So when I go to make music, I want to make that party music, or like I don't want to talk about my dad dying or talk about I'm broke. You know, I don't want to talk about that because then when I listen to the song, what kind of vibe am I going to get? You know, so I mean, I guess it all depends. Sometimes I get in those modes where I'm like, I want to make like a real heartfelt song, and then sometimes I'm just like, I want to go turn up and make a crazy ass song just because I want to have fun and get some shit off my chest.
And I'm glad you say that too, because we have too many artists now that want to bring back, like they want to bring type of stuff into everything. So we do get a lot of rap now where it is a bunch of like, oh, you know, shit sucks, life sucks. Like we already get that without listening to music. You kind of don't want to get that when listening to music. So I totally understand. Like that's awesome.
And it's gotten to the point where that's like oversaturated. Like 10 years ago, it was cool to be that real rapper that talked about the struggle and how sad you are. But now there's like 500 dudes with face tattoos doing the same thing. And it's not like, you know, like almost like, and they always put like the real rapper on that category too. Like you're not a real rapper unless you talk about when you were broke and you didn't have heat, or, and that's just like the thing. So it's like, and a lot of people are stuck in like the 90s, and rap has evolved so much. Just like when we first started this, y'all are playing the dude with the Mickey Mouse voice, and he's got how many views? Like,
it is a new age now. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I think rap's almost became like rock music. It's got a million different genres in one. It's not just rap anymore.
I'd agree. And what's crazy about that is you can even go back through like the history of music and like the evolution of music, and you can see how we got to rap. It is like smooth as butter. Like it started out with you know, jazz and shit. Then we got into country, and then we got into fucking, you know what I'm saying? We got into rock after that.
And for some reason, rap music is the only genre that people want to not change. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see like a rock dude go on somebody's post and say, "Oh, this is good, but you ain't Metallica." But you'll see that on every rapper's post. Like you're not Tupac, you know? Like
I mean,
like,
but there's a lot of things we see in a hip hop culture and that revolves around rap that we don't see in other genres.
Yeah, it's such a weird genre, dude.
Yeah,
like, when I hung around like some homies that had bands and stuff for the longest time, and like as a rapper, I had to pay for stuff they've never had to pay for, or I've had, you know, like it's just so the scenes are so different.
Interesting. Yeah, it's very different especially when it comes down to like advertising and trying to market yourself as a business, trying to market yourself as an artist, and try and get places too. Like there's still that stigma of like, oh, you're a rapper, or oh, you do hip hop or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's still that stigma, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I know you've done live shows, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite live show that you've done?
That would probably have to be the first show we did at Clock Tower.
Oh shit! Okay.
Because it was just such a cool night. Like we had a heavy metal band open the whole show up. Then we had my homeboy Tragic came through and performed, and his music's so much different than mine. And then we had my homeboy Adam, his band, they were like a jam band called Aquatic Lasso. They performed and we performed, and we sold the whole place out. And it was just, I don't know, it was just awesome to see so many different people. There was the rock crowd, there was the country crowd, the rap crowd. Like, it was just an awesome night.
True diversity.
Hey, man, that sounds like Stanton to me, man. I don't know. That sounds just like Stanton to me.
Yeah, no, and it was cool to see the support. Like up to the show, we're stressing like this is the first really big show we've done in our town, and people around here like to hate. They'd like to not go down there and have fun just because you're performing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to see that place sold out, they're not even letting nobody else in. It was crazy. Yeah, it was dope.
That's what's up, man.
Oh, what year was that you guys went to the Clock Tower?
I want to say 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys probably would have been back if it weren't for the pandemic last year.
Oh yeah, we had that like locked in, and I was DJing at Pompeii and a bunch of other places. Cause I DJ too. I do everything to put money in my pockets. But
yeah, because I saw the drip video on your profile on YouTube, and I was like, DJs too. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
but
so like we were pretty much locked in where we were doing shows there because me and Tragic did a show there a couple months after that, but Corona messed all that up.
Okay.
Damn. So you said you DJ. So I want to get into like some of your influences. So like now I got even more to this question. So like I was going to ask you like if you had any favorite rap artists or influences that kind of like maybe not necessarily mold your style, but like where you kind of you listen to and you're like, damn, I like that little piece of that or whatever. And then like also with the DJ shit too.
Yeah. Rap influence wise, that's a hard question for me because I listen to so many different artists. I listen, but one of the main things I've always done is I watch a lot of interviews. Like even if I don't know who the artist is, I'm watching their No Jumper interview just to soak up some knowledge. But I'm really into like the underground. Like I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of a couple artists I could throw out there that I'm listening to right now. Like there's this dude Lil Wop, he makes really dope music, and then I like there's this dude Fat Nick from Florida, and like I don't know if y'all have heard of like Suicide Boys and all. Yeah, but that scene right there, like really, like I fell in love with that scene when they first came up. So I like just a ton of artists, but like influence wise, I mean my biggest influence ever will always be Lil Wayne. Like, because that when I grew up, that's my brother was listening to Lil Wayne. I grew up on that. I was in Dixon listening to Lil Wayne, like, you know what I'm saying?
The big timers and all that.
Yeah, like, but so that's like probably always going to be my biggest influence. But now but that's why I listen to so many artists, because then I can get an influence from every one of them. Like my Spotify playlist that I listen to on a daily probably has 2,000 different artists on it.
Okay, word. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I feel you on that. Go ahead, Glenn.
And like speaking of other artists, like have you ever tried like collaborating with another artist that's like signed to another company and the company actually like the record label actually got in the way?
Nah, I haven't had that happen. Most of the artists that I've talked to, I've just talked to them directly. I've really never actually talked to like a label. I mean, at one point in time when we did the Joker Too Cold video back in it was like 2012, I think. And when we did the video with him, he was signed to a label, and I mean, it didn't get in the way, but he wasn't supposed to do any videos or features unless it went through them. So, but he did it without going through them. And it was like, so we couldn't drop it at a certain time. We had to wait and drop it so he could just pretend like he did it like a long time ago.
Okay.
But I mean, that's really the only time I think it made it kind of weird. But most of the time inbox artists on Instagram, and if they reply, they reply. Because like a lot of the bigger artists I've already worked with, like Trilla Kid and Joker and stuff like that, they're big, but they're not big enough to where I can't talk to them. And that's the artist I like to work with, because they're going to share it and they're going to reply back to me when the song comes out. And so I like to work with those artists.
I like that. Like that's actually a pretty good like attitude towards it. It's like you fuck with like the people that actually give you feedback. The people that actually talk to you directly. You don't have to go through agents. You ain't got to go through like the whole like system. It's just like, yo, look.
Because I want to be able to send them the song and have them tell me like, yo, that shit sucks, redo it, or I like it. You know, I like to do that, like, and have them be part of the creative process. A lot of these people that are getting a verse from like way bigger artists, that artist will never even know that song came out. You know what I'm saying? Or that's a verse that they already recorded on a different beat. Yeah. So you're going to be able to match it on your beat, but the vibe's just not going to be there.
Damn, true shit. True shit. Damn. So what's the favorite song? What's your favorite song you've put out so far of all time? So you said last year you caught your vibe, like you really caught.
I'd say probably the Blue Hundreds featuring YTS Ant. That's probably that. I don't feel like that's my best song, like lyrically and stuff, but like emotionally, that was because I cried when that song was done. Like I listened to that song and I cried because it was at like a shitty point in my life. And like YTS Ant, he's not huge, but he was the artist that I was bumping every day in the car to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? So once I had him on a track and I played it, that's probably one of my favorite, to be honest.
Dope. I just curious because I know you said you had like a kind of like a moment last year, so assuming 2020, where basically like you sort of it clicked with you. Like what was the song? Was there like a particular song or a particular moment like when that happened, when you just were like, okay, this is me as an artist. Like I figured it out now.
Yeah, that might actually be why that's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Because I think it was around the time when I made that song. And I'd say it was probably, I'm thinking 2020, but I can't really put times. I'm thinking probably 2019 was around when that happened. And it was probably that song, or I'm trying to think the song I did right before then. But it was just like I started making, like when I made Blue Hundreds, everybody I sent that to gave me feedback. Everybody was like, yo, this is dope. Like that's when I was like, I got to continue doing this. And that was at a point in time where I think I started making better music because I was around so many artists. Like we had the studio in my homeboy Adam's garage and he made rock music. So I'd go over there and they're having band practice, or I'd go in his garage and one of my homeboys is already recorded. And there was just so much happening that I had to make music because if not, I was the slacker friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we were doing
the kind of inspiration you need, though, right?
Yeah, we were doing all types of stuff, man. We were eating Molly and staying up all night. We partied in my homeboy Adam's parents' house without them knowing, eating Molly. we freestyled and recorded the song and shot mixed the song, everything, and shot the video and edited all in one night and put it out in the morning.
Damn, bro. Damn, I feel like we got to listen to Blue Hunters now, man. Let's listen about a minute of it, man, because I just want people to get, like you said, too much for people not to have at least related this shit. Let's play a little bit of that. Who did the beat?
I can't even. I rarely made it. Yeah, that's who did it. Yeah, I couldn't even remember until the tag hit.
Really made it.
I was just blue on it. I just felt like too money. Niggas that be talking never do nothing. I was just in Cali where it's too sunny. I've been told it's better when you got money. That's why I'm always moving, so I want nothing. I ain't never needing, always got something. I was just blue, I'm a stack for. I was chasing blue hunters, I just feel like 200. Niggas that be talking never do nothing. I was just in Cali where it's too sunny. Love is always better when you got money. That's why I'm always working, so I want for nothing. But we never need, always got something. Long as I see brim, I'm a stack for. Yeah.
Chasing after them blue hunters, me and Benjamin might be next again. Working harder than a Mexican, and I lost it all just to flex again. Bad bitch with them bands up. If I'm down bad, then it's hands up. So fresh you can't can us, and I'm in knee deep when I stand up. They left when I hit rock bottom. Stressed out with my jaw locking. Now I gotta get back up. Go dodge a bus or a Mack truck. I'll be counting bands with my Mac tuck with a model chick who don't act up. Big woods of that cookie snack. Eating paper where the Wookiees at. Dream chasing till my pop's proud. Go duck hunting when the ops out. Cause I'll never let them take one of us. But they hella mad they got one up. Dream chasing till my pop's proud. Go duck hunting when the ops out. Cause I'll never let them take one of us. But they hella mad they got one up.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, man. We get it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Fresh. I want to talk about your voice. Like I noticed that sometimes you use like a little tune. Is it auto tune that you're actually using?
Most of the time, no. Most of the time, it's just like some reverb. And well, on the Blue 100 song, I put God, what is that? It's kind of like a pitch correction, but it doesn't fully do like auto tune. It's just like a little reverb almost to it.
Okay, did you do that yourself, or are you doing that like?
Yeah,
and
Blue Hundreds, I recorded that and mixed that myself, and probably almost every song I did that year I mixed myself. But now my homeboy Tragic records me and mixes everything because it makes me work harder. I feel like if I'm recording myself, I have way more time to procrastinate. Whereas if I know I can only be at his house from 6 to 8, then we got to work.
I feel you.
Yeah, I like that because that's another inspirational thing that you need. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to say like, okay, I need this kick in the butt that I don't want to waste so-and-so, especially when you involve another person, you don't want to waste their time. So it's like, all right, look, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Let me go ahead and, get all this shit done. I feel that. I'll say that it's better than paying for it.
Yeah.
At least I have to pay like $300, an hour.
And that's been the cool thing, man. This past like year or so, I've had so many people show me love. Like my homie Tragic, he's probably spent $1,500 just on his microphone. But I can go to his crib and record and throw him $10, or I can just go record just because we're chilling. And then I had the dude T-Main hit me up a couple months ago. He shoots all my music videos for free just off the fact that he likes my music. So like this past year, I've made so many connections to where I can do things without having to spend all that money. It's been nice. But I still look out for them when I can.
That's nice, man.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope, man. So am I wrong in saying that you don't have like a full-length album out?
No, I hate them. I hate them.
Really?
What's
your mindset behind that?
I need to do it, but I don't like them because the reason I don't like them is because if I drop a whole album, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. I've explained it to my friends so many times, but a whole album, people only gonna like one song. Or like if I drop a single, it's so much easier for me to watch how the people are reacting to that single than it is to 10 songs. So like if I drop that single and it ain't went up in numbers like the last one did, then I already know I got to be planning on the next one. Yeah, but for an album, it's like you put so much work in, then you drop 10 songs and people might only like one of them. And that's all they're going to listen to. I mean, even if you watch any big artists, when they drop an album, there's one song that everybody's listening to. But I guarantee you there was a couple other songs on that album that were fire, but they got overlooked because people were only listening to that one song. Damn. So that's the main thing. And it scares me. Spend months and months to put together this project and then it flops or something. It's just scary to me. I'd rather just drop one song.
You hit the nail right on the head, though. You hit the nail right on the head because that's one thing that I feel like we've learned in this day and age is that, be realistic, be honest. How many full-length albums have you gone back and listened to over the years on a, I guess, maybe yearly basis?
Probably none, to be honest.
See? So you hit the nail right on the head. Like, nobody does that. Like back in the CD age, it was easy to do that because you already got the CD in. Yeah. Might as well listen to all the tracks.
And all their other CDs are scratched up, so they got to listen to yours. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that anymore.
But yeah, but now in this digital age, I can't tell you how many artists I listen to, how many artists I'm a fan of, and bands I'm a fan of that I haven't even listened to every single song they've had because they have so many albums that you have to sort through and get to the songs that you remember or some of the good songs. When in realistically, all you have to do is send out singles, make singles, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 singles for a whole year. And then boom, see which ones you like. You can take time and do all of those stuff with it.
And I feel like with the singles, just like you said, you take your time, and then it's like, if I drop an album, then I gotta be working extra hard to drop another one. Whereas with singles, I could drop one a month, and if I have 12 of them, I got a song for every month to keep that traction and to keep the plays coming in and to keep the people entertained.
Yeah, because I mean, you can go back to plenty of artists that have had one album flop, and then have to go back and recreate an entirely new album just so that they can get their name relevant. I don't understand relevant again, but just to say that now they came out with a good album.
Yeah.
Rather than that single wasn't good. Okay, they can go back to the drawing boards and make another single.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like your methodology behind that, because that really does cater to like this new, like we live in like a fast twitch society, man. Everything is instant, and like I need that now. You feel me? Like
I
got the attention span for an album, and you're like taking advantage of the fact that
I can tell you this.
That's how people are rocking now. Really.
Yeah, I can tell you this. The whole year of 2020, I had recorded music in 2019 to drop in 2020. I was dropping stuff left and right. I was up to like 20 to 30,000 monthly listeners every month. I haven't dropped anything in 2 months, and I think now I'm at like 800. That's how quick, when you're not putting out that song every month. That's just how quick it happens.
Damn. Okay. And I was actually going to get ready to get into what are your music plans for 2021, man? Like what do you got? You got anything cooking that you can like spill the beans on, or what's your?
I could tell you this right now. I don't have another unreleased song, but they're coming. The next month is going to be straight recording, because that's what I like to do. I spend the first month of the year straight recording, and then that way for the rest of the year I got stuff to drop. But me and Laji or King Tech, we got a video shot by Kid Nick. We'll be dropping that on World Star probably in the next month, I'd say. And so that'll probably be my next drop. Will be that video, and that's the Come On With It song. And we got the video for that. So that'll be coming.
You'll be dropping it on the World Star webpage?
Yeah.
Word.
Look.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of views on World Star?
The last video that Tech dropped on there did, I think, 1.6 million.
Holy shit, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, that was the last video. I can look it up real quick and see. But that was the last video he dropped, is at 1.6.
Damn, I knew World Star was popping, but like do you guys see any of the I guess you could say the fallout from that? Like did he see any of anything come from that?
It's some. I mean, I guess it's not as much as you would think would come from that many views, but it's still a good bit. But I think the only way that you would really get, because that's our plans for this year, because I think the only way that you would really get that traction is if the next month you got another video on there. You got to stay in their face. Of course, off of that video, he had a couple hundred people hit him up on Instagram or follow him. But I think if we did it every month, that's going to turn into thousands, and then, more and more.
So y'all's Instagram DMs be like that?
Sometimes. Most of the time, all mine is just a bunch of people bugging the hell out of me, wanting me to spend money on their beats, or I'll have people hit me up and they'll be like, "Yo, your music is so dope. I got these beats." And then they'll try to charge me for them. And I'm like, bro, you hit me up telling me that you're a fan, and then you want me to pay you for some beats. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's only $200, bro. You good? You got that? You straight?
Yeah. That's the type of shit they do too. And then bug you like you asked about it.
That reminds me of this time I went to fucking Warped Tour. This was maybe 2018, Corey. I don't know if you remember this or not. You remember the dude? We was going over to see Attila, I think it was, and we were right there by the fucking bandstand at I guess it was at Vibe Beach, and there was a dude selling his CD, and he comes over. He's like, hey, man, y'all look like y'all like the shit I make or some shit like that. And then he came over and was playing. Remember he was playing his shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. What's up? He's like, yeah, all right, so it's only $10 or something. I was like, hold on.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, it's gonna be $10. I'm like, whoa, hey.
Yeah, his video is at 1.5 million.
Damn, that's dope.
On World Star right
That's
now.
What's up?
Shout out to King Tech as well, by the way.
Yeah, shout out. So I need you to be honest here, Trash. You get a 360 deal thrown your way.
The question.
A deal from a record label. And you know what's coming next. All your work that you're going to be working on for the next, let's say 4 years, but they're giving you a really good lucrative deal. But none of the stuff that you make for the next 4 years, even though it'll get you all the followers and all this, you're not going to be able to own. Are you taking it?
I remember you asking Chance and them this question, and I thought about how I would
ask
answer
everybody this question because I like picking y'all brains, man.
I mean, to be honest with you, I probably would, because 4 years y'all can have that, and then after that's over with, I got the following, and I'll start putting out new stuff. You know,
but what if they offer you another contract for another 4 years?
I probably wouldn't take it then. I think the only way I would sign a deal like that would be to get the eyes or to get the audience. But after that, it would have to be like some type of partnership, marketing partnership, something like that. Like, because 360 deals are the devil.
Yeah.
Then you got, but I've done made money and spent it and done that so much that like, I don't know. I mean, I guess once the money got in my hands, it could be a different story, but I also feel like the materialistic stuff doesn't excite me that much anymore. So I think I could actually make something happen with that, because I wouldn't go blow all the money on a car and then owe the record label money. You know, like I would work smart with that. That way, after the 4 years, I can pay them back whatever's owed, and then I can do what I want to do. I feel like
now more than ever, like ownership is like the number one thing. Like now more than ever, it's more important than anything right now.
Yeah. But the worst part is, it's like, I mean, you've seen like Lil Wayne just sold all his Young Money masters for $100 million. If that doesn't show you that the rap game doesn't pay like they say, then nothing else will. Like,
I'm so glad you fucking said
like
that.
the Young Money catalog is literally, that's Nicki Minaj, Drake's music. Like, for $100 million, he should have got more for that. Like,
that's $1 million grossing catalog that he got a fraction for.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that like rap music doesn't really pay like they think it does. You know, like unless you're consistently doing something every night. If you're doing a show every night, then yeah, you probably getting paid. But that's like streaming. What are you making? 0.02 of a cent every play. So even 1 million plays, like
0.02 of a cent.
Something like that. I think Spotify. What do they pay you? It might be less than that.
Yeah, they don't really pay that well.
Yeah, I think it's like 0.002 of a cent. Like,
I mean, you get traction on it, but yeah, the pay is not.
Yeah, Tidal is the highest paying servers. Like, but nobody uses it. But they pay the most for plays out of anybody.
Doesn't Tidal have some sort of like weird audio that they like brand, like they got some sort of super high quality audio or something like that?
I think something like that. Yeah, I know some people that swear by Tidal and that's like all they'll use, but it's just then everybody else is on Spotify and stuff.
My thing is this though about that. Like, wouldn't you have to record in some super ultra quality, like we're talking like 24 hertz, like whatever the fuck, like we'd have to do.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you probably would have to, which I guess would just mean that the people that are recording in their house and stuff wouldn't get that luxury.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How does it feel to be the artist that you are, coming from the town that you come from, like coming from the area that we all come from? Like, how does it feel that, you know, someone that has your kind of recognition now in the game, being in the industry for almost pretty much 10 years at this point?
It feels good. At the same time, I feel like I got to do more, but I'm always gonna feel like that. But I mean, compared to like, because this is one thing I wanted to make sure I said on this interview tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it out. But like, where we come from, we didn't have anybody to teach us the way. Like I just said, I just figured out how to get money off my music 2 years ago because I didn't have somebody that was older than me that already did that. And the people around here that did, they're keeping it secret, like the Krabby Patty formula. You know, like I'm the type of guy where you can ask any artist around here. If you're a younger artist and you've hit my inbox, I've told you about DistroKid. I've told you about playlists, like, because that was like one of the luxuries we didn't have was. So I guess like as far as I've got it without having somebody to show me, I mean, I'm proud of myself. It feels good, but we got a lot more work to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, as every artist should feel like, you know, like You should always be comfortable but not content, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you should never be like nervous or scared, but just comfortable with your craft and everything you created, but still have that content and still have that hunger for more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what makes the greatest artist in whatever avenue you're going through. You know what I mean? Because I agree with you. Like in terms of no one really showed us the way in terms of, you know, the stuff that we actually want to do.
Yeah.
You know, it was always, you know, in our area it was a warehouse, you know, either warehouse or you become a firefighter, policeman.
They could teach you how to work, but they
teach you how to work pretty much.
Yeah, but they can never teach you how to run some shit of your own. You know, like I just learned probably a year or two ago about getting my business license and tax write-offs and like stuff like that. Like I just learned about that because, you know, like the people that blow up in Atlanta or something, like when they're 14, they got that older dude that's already did it.
Really do though.
Yeah, that can tell you how to do it or how to like to work it. And it took me this long to figure it out because we didn't have that.
Damn, that's why it's just because I feel the same way with a lot of things in the entertainment industry, especially with even YouTube. Like I think as a generation, like we have to teach the younger generation how to do what they want to do as well. If they look up to us, there's a lot of people we look up to that they didn't really show us shit. They didn't really tell us that. Now we're just now learning at 27, 28 about through a fucking interview from a rapper that we or an artist period that we learned from 15 or that we listened to 15, 20 years ago. We're just now learning the quote unquote secrets. No,
that's the worst thing. And like I said, and the people that have done a little something, they're so scared to just tell somebody. Like I said earlier, I'm the type of dude where if somebody's younger than me and they're making music, I'm gonna give them all the keys. And I'm not holding it back because I got the same 24 hours they got. That it's not a cheat code. They're not gonna beat me because of it. But and if they do, I don't care. Like I'm glad. But at the same time, like I don't know. That's just how I've always been. And that's something eventually I think I want to do because like now that I've learned this and stuff, like I don't want to be the guy that's 35 years old rapping. So like the next few years is going to be grinding hard. And if it doesn't work out how it should, I would like to take a younger artist and show him the things that I maybe learned a few years too late.
True. Okay.
And like I would
you're the second person that we've interviewed that said that. That's wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. What makes you? What drives your hunger in the game? Like because like you just said, like you're still doing it. Like you don't want to be that guy still doing it at 35. So what's the end game here? And I'm not saying like spill all your secrets of how you're gonna do it, but how are you gonna go about it?
I'm gonna grind hard. This next year, it's gonna be every song I drop's got a visual, and every visual is getting promoted. It's gonna be, like I got to get back on like promoting and posting stuff consistently. Because I'm bad about that. I'll do that for a year straight, and then for 3 months I'll just disappear. And I just need to get to the point where I do that nonstop. And I don't know, like the end goal for me is not to be like insanely rich and stuff. But what people don't understand is there's plenty of rappers out there that's not a household name that pay their rent every month off music, that bought their car off music. I think for me, the end game isn't to be like this big superstar and to be huge, but I would like to just be able to pay for the stuff I want to pay for off music. I would like to be able to feed my family off of it. And that's cool with me.
I feel you, man. That and I think Corn and I can attest to the same about this podcast, man. Like I'm not trying to like who gets to be a millionaire podcast unless you're fucking Joe Rogan. Then at that point, you're already sold out and censored and everything else like that. So like I could just live the way I want to live, which is not lavishly. I'm not a lavish ass motherfucker, but
that's how I feel. I mean, like there's artists out here that I could ask people in Stanton if they know them and they would look at me like, what? But they're out doing shows for $5,000 every night. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't mind that money.
5,000 shit.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that like you said like, so what if someone does, if someone, gets, surpasses me and even after I showed them the way, do you sense I want to say do you sense, but is there still a competitive nature to you though in the game, in the industry of rap?
Yeah.
Especially like and also in your area, like in the area of Stanton and everything, like is there a competitive nature between the artists there?
I'd say somewhat, but with Stanton, I wouldn't put myself in it. But that's the worst thing about artists around here is every artist around here wants to compete with each other and they want to like be better than each other. They don't want to work together, you know? And I think that's what's held us back because Stanton, like for a small city, we got talent. And and a lot of it, but everybody wants to do that. Like everybody wants to be better than somebody, or you get a feature from this guy, and if your verse is better, now he don't want to put the song out, or you know, it's like,
shit.
and,
Has that happened to you? Has it happened to you?
Not me, but I know a few people that it has. And it might have happened to me a couple of times because songs didn't come out that I feel like that might have been the reason. But I've heard so many, artists like say that, and it's like, but if you do a song with somebody across the country, that doesn't happen. It's just like people are steadily competing for this Stanton fame that does nothing for you. Like I said, like this past year, every month I was 30,000 monthly listeners. I think 0.1% of them came from Stanton.
Wow.
Damn.
You know, like because I mean, in all reality, y'all know just how I know all these big Stanton rappers. I haven't everybody that has 100% Stanton support and they're the big rapper out here. I haven't seen them really do anything.
Hey man, I mean, I have to. Damn, I feel you. I would have to think about that a little bit, but I definitely am inclined to agree with you on that.
And don't get me wrong, I'd like for my city to support me. That's cool. And I got people that do, but that's not what I'm going for. You know, like I'm not going to market myself to be the best in Stanton or to like have people in Stanton solely support me, I guess. But it's cool.
So you never really played into the whole competitive, at least in the area.
I used to. I like back in the day, all you had to do was say one thing. I'm making a diss song about you. We're gonna, but see, that's the person I am. Like this past year, you can ask the people. Like this past year, I had an artist that made a comment about me on a post, and I took it the wrong way, but I didn't take it like let's fight. I took it like, all right, next week we'll meet in person and we're gonna rap battle. Because in all honesty, like I make turned up music and people might think some of my music's trash, but when it comes to freestyle rap battling, I'm already a jokester, so I will fry people, you know. So like that,
I'm one roaster.
So that's how I feel is like if you're going to be competitive with me or you're going to try to down my music, well then we'll get the video camera out and we could do a rap battle because what better way to prove it?
That's a real shit.
And you know it's funny, you've always been that way too. Like as long as I know, you've always been that way. You've always been like the number one roaster, man. Like,
facts.
This man, I've seen literal walking burnt toast around the
facts. And I like to pride myself in. I feel like I always picked on the people that nobody else did. Like I would flame the bully. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude that thought he was bullying that kid in the corner, I'm gonna flame him until he's crying because of that. Right.
I remember junior year, and I hope I'm not saying too much, but I remember junior year we had a computer class together, and we had a substitute that day, and all we did the entire class was roast each other. Like everyone in the whole class, all we did was roast each other. Facts. That was one of my best days ever.
Yeah, facts. I miss them days.
Let me go on another fucking rant while you said that, and let's say that's what the fuck is wrong with people nowadays. They can't fucking roast nobody.
Yeah,
everybody, nobody can take
everybody's offended.
Nobody can get checked. Nobody can get roasted. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody get in a fight. Like everybody got, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to fucking, you know, be offended about shit and try to get people's lives fucked up instead of just, you know what I'm saying, handling the shit, you know, person to person.
No, I like the era we grew. Yeah, I like the era we grew up in. It's like you gonna flame or get flamed. I learned that from Call of Duty lobbies back in the day. Like
started, bro. And by the way, we used to reg. You remember we used to boost on that shit, bro? Like for hours. Oh my god,
thanks.
Days, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Way back, man.
But getting us back on topic here. Are there any artists that you want to work with that you haven't yet, or is there anybody that like?
Are you talking locally or just like?
Well, let's do it this way. So first, is there anybody locally that you want to work with that you haven't yet? And also, is there anybody that you would aspire to work with before you're done rapping, like before you hang up the mic? You know what I'm saying?
Locally, I'd like to do another song with V Dot. He makes really dope music, and we did a song back in the day, but that was like I feel like when I wasn't at like the best caliber of my music.
15,
So
16?
yeah, so I would like to do another track with him because he makes really dope music. Me and Tragic are gonna do something else. I always like working with him, and then also with Kayvon Jaleel.
Okay.
I want to work with him. He's been making really cool music. I mean, I pretty much would work with anybody locally, you know, but like, I mean, I already work with like certain people, but anybody locally, like I said earlier, like I got tracks with JR Lion. I got tracks with like if you hit me up and you're local and you want to do a song, send me a beat, let's get it. And that's just how it is. But those are probably the artists that I want to work with or want to make it happen. And I mean, me and King Tech, we've always been working together.
Right. Yeah, y'all been working.
And me and Diggs and everything, that's like always going to happen. And then like,
yeah, shout out Diggs.
When it comes to like big artists, like I know this year I'm gonna be doing another song with Trilla Kid, the dude that did the chorus on the Lights Out song. I'm gonna do another song with him. I really like his music. And I mean, there's a few other artists I want to work with, but I'm trying to think to name them right now. I really want to do a song with Little Wop. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but I really do want to do a song with him because he's just mad. Like, he's like a rare Pokemon, bro. Like, you know, he's just like this crazy ass dude that's like in the mic, like, wow, like rapping like demon. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I got to get him on a track because it's just like mad creative and just crazy. But I don't know. There's a lot of people I want to work with. And, I mean, producer wise, I'll be working with Big Los like the rest of this year because Big Los, like he's produced for Little Peep, like he's produced for Pooyah, Fat Nick, like he produced like all of like the underground artists I was telling y'all I worked with earlier. He produced like pretty much all of their breakthrough singles, like so. And now I've been working with him really closely. I'm supposed to be going to Atlanta sometime and linking up with him and working on some stuff. And like, I mean, he's the type of producer, like when I sent Trilla Kid, he's got a big following. And when I sent him the track, I got that feature for cheaper just because it was produced by Big Los. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. That's what's up.
And I feel like he doesn't get the credibility he deserves. So I like working with him because of that. I don't know. Like he produced, I don't know if y'all have heard like that Keep My Cool. It was like one of the newest videos dropped by Lil Peep. And he's like rapping kind of, but he produced that. But like on none of the songs he produced does it say produced by Big Los in the title. You know, it's like he just doesn't really get like the credibility I feel like he should.
Damn. But the song still goes crazy.
Yeah. And everybody knows the tag. Everybody knows who he is. But, you know, like, I mean, like I said, he's produced for everybody. Lil Yachty, like big artists. And I think he's got 4,000 followers on Instagram. But that's how it goes. The producers never really get the love I think they deserve.
Crazy. I'm gonna have to check him out because that's interesting.
Yeah. So when you talked about after if you were to hang it up because you don't want to be rapping it at 35, like, and you want to give back to, you know, the younger generation, would you see yourself in a producer role or would you see yourself in like a managerial role or what?
Yeah, I think it would be more of like a manager or like making things happen, pretty much. Like making the connections or like, you know, making sure your music's going to the right place or the right playlisters. I've tried to make beats and I can't do it because every time I'm making a beat, I try to like rap, like instead of just making a beat, I'm trying to like rap to it while I'm making it. And then it just ends up like beep, boop, boop, boop. Like, but so I don't think I'll ever be a producer. I mean, I could mix, like I could engineer and mix tracks and stuff like that, but I would like to do the manager thing. And I've always really wanted to do that because I think I would almost go harder for somebody else than I would myself. Kind of like what you said earlier. It's like you got that you're letting somebody down. So I think if I grabbed an artist and I wanted to really push them and stuff, I think I would go crazy with it because I would be scared to let them down or be scared for them to be like, dang, man, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. So that it's definitely something I want to do, but I'm not going to do it until I'm ready.
Mm. Is it so you do have like the mindset that you still want to be a part of the industry for a really long time?
Yeah, one way or another, I want to be around it, and I'll still make music for fun. But I'm not going to be that guy that's like it still. You know, we got enough
trying to book shows here and there.
We got enough of them guys that are still in Stanton and they're like 35 and they're rapping on their iPhone. Like we got enough of that. You know, I don't know. And and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I'd give up, but there comes a time where I feel like you need to look at other options. And that's another reason why I DJ or like I do all the things I do, because then I make sure that rap is not the only avenue I have, just in case, because it doesn't matter. You could, like, you know, I mean, even if I blew up tonight, I could be a one-hit wonder. I could be back right here in 6 months. You know, so I want to have those different avenues and those other ways to hustle.
Those long-term goals, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how wealthy people get wealthy. That's how successful people stay successful, man. It's not just a one track focus. It's always you're in this, that, the third, or you're getting this, or you got a you know, you submitted an idea to that. Because look, royalties, man, all you got to do is say, oh no, add a hi-hat here and add a hi-hat here. Throw me in on the fucking on the credits for the beat.
Yeah,
that way. You don't even have to.
Yeah, I've watched interviews. Like, that's another thing I think I would like to get into is writing and stuff. Like, I've watched interviews with artists who personally their music sucks, but they wrote songs that they'll be getting paid for the rest of their life, because they're not going to get on the mic and sing a R&B or a pop song, but they wrote one. You know, I'd also like to get into that, because that's how you get royalties and get them checks. Like,
exactly, bro.
But I don't know even how to do that. But that's something I'd like to do in the future for real.
I've got one last question in terms of the experience. Like, would you ever want to, or would you ever see yourself working with doing a collab with like a band or someone outside of rap for a song or for a future of yours?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would do that. It was actually supposed to happen a few times when I hung around my homeboy that had his band. It just never like fully happened, but I would definitely like to do something like that.
Would you have to, do you feel like you would have to like challenge, like change up your style a little bit? Or do you feel, is it something that you've actually been planning for a while, like in terms of like your style?
It would probably definitely be a kind of a challenge. I would definitely have to switch up my style a little bit for it, but I think that's why I would like to do it, to be honest. Because it would be like a little challenge, and I don't know, it sounds fun to me.
That's what's
what would you once you're done, and I hate that we keep talking about once you're done with your career or anything, because I don't want to speak that into the universe. but once you are done with your career, what would you want people to take away from once you actually finally hang it up and say, all right, look, I'm happy with my craft. I've done everything in terms of creative. What do you hope for people to look back on and see and say that Trvsh Bandicoot was that dude?
Ah, man, that's a hard question. The main thing is, like, I don't know. I guess just like the main thing I want people to look at is I never gave up. No matter what's happened, I've always made something happen. Like, just like me and Jaron talking earlier, like, and I feel like if you look at my music, you can see that. Like, if you go to my SoundCloud and you scroll all the way to the bottom, every 2 songs you play, that quality's getting better. So I guess I'd want people to see that, just keep putting that work in and keep perfecting your craft and don't stop. Cause no matter whether anybody wants to admit it or not, but I feel like I've been one of the most hated rappers around here since I've started making music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never let that, like, I still did it. I still put my shit out. I still went hard no matter what. And I guess that's what I'd want people to take from it, is just, like, keep doing your thing no matter what happens, no matter what life hits you with, like, just keep working.
Why do you say why do you feel like you're the most hated rapper in the area?
I might not be, but I just feel like there was definitely a point in time when I was. When I first started, there was reason for me to be hated on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went about everything the wrong way. Everything we did was not like how we should have. But it's just like there's so many other artists that, like, when they see me, they're like, "What's up?" But then my homeboy just told me 2 days ago that they hit him up and was like, "Yo, his shit's trash," or like, it's just always something, like. But I don't know if it's like the most hated, as more of like the dude Real that throws shows in Harrisonburg. He said it the best one time. We performed at one of his shows and he was like, "Bro, you're welcome to perform at any of my shows, but I just feel like this area is not ready for what you're doing. They're not hip yet." So I feel like that's one of the reasons we've been the most hated, is because they want us to be rapping like Biggie or Tupac. Like they're not hip to the style we're making, but if we played it in LA or Atlanta, they're going to be rocking to it. They're hip to it.
Yeah, okay.
But like
or Miami.
But I just feel like our area hasn't really adapted to that yet, or they really just don't understand it, and people hate what they don't understand.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by you guys went about things the like you didn't go about it the right way?
I mean, just like I said earlier, we just didn't know how to do nothing. You know, like nobody told us the ways, or like
okay.
like, we've just done. Like I used to pass out CDs in school all day, and they wouldn't even be in a case. By the time the people get home, they can't even play it. You know, like stuff like that, or like marketing wise, it's like back in high school, I'll send you 75 email messages a day on Facebook with my music. Now you'll never get that. Or like just like a lot of stuff that we did was just like, we would do it the wrong way, or we put money in the wrong places. Like I put so much money in SoundCloud for promotion and stuff like that, and I don't get any of that back. If I would have knew about Spotify 5 years ago, I could have been putting money in there, and even if I'm not making a profit, I'm getting some of it back.
Yeah.
So like I feel like from the beginning, it's just, it really wasn't doing it the wrong way. It's just trial and error, but it took a lot longer because we had nothing to learn from.
Yeah.
Because we had a few rappers before us. I mean, you had like Bobby Capri and like V-Dot and people like that. But like our era was really like the ones that it was like everybody's rapping, like we had everybody, like everybody our age started making music. So that was when it was like, like I said, I guess trial and error. It really wasn't doing it the wrong way. It just took doing it to realize what you were doing right or wrong.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, that's real shit. And I think now that you say that, I can really look back and kind of remember all those times. I'm like, damn, yeah, I can really see I can really like pinpoint the growth.
Yeah. And that's what, and I like that. Like I've had a couple of people say that they're like, if I go to your thing, like I can play the 10th song down and then play that top song, and I can hear the difference. I can, and that's what I guess we try to do, is just always growing. I'm always trying to switch something up or find a new style, or
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
The evolution of Trvsh Bandicoot.
Facts.
Jinx, you owe me a soda? No, I was kidding. Well, man, all right. So I think, man, like I don't know if I have any more questions per se, but like, is there anything that you want to leave? I know you pretty much already left it all out here for us, man. But is there anything you want to leave the people about anything? You don't even necessarily have to be music related. Anything that you want to leave the people, anything that you've learned in life that you feel like you need to share, or anything like that has really driven you in a certain way that you want to share to people, man, that we might not know. I know you've been thinking about some shit, man.
I've been thinking about it, but there's so much going on. I can't pick one thing, but I don't know. The one thing that I'd mainly have to tell everybody is kind of like what I said earlier. Is just like, man, this world is a messed up place, and you're going to go through so much bad stuff, but all of that is just like, it's a test, and I've always liked to strive myself on, even if I had a bad day, I'll still hold the door open for that lady at the store. I'll still tell the cashier, thank you. I'm still going to get a pizza man a tip. I don't care how bad my day is. So I guess that's one thing I like to put into the world, is like, just treat others good no matter what's going on in your life, because bad can't last forever.
And has that ever led you astray in life?
A lot of times, but it's also got me in good places, like.
Okay.
Yeah, like but being nice does sometimes it don't work out. People like to take that for granted. I was just talking about that with one of my friends yesterday. I'm like, man, I'm about to start punching people. I'm tired of being nice. but it's whatever, like.
I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. Man, well, shit, man. Corn, you got any other questions, man? Anything else you want to ask?
No, and Trvsh, I want to thank you, man, for coming on here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man. I like what y'all are doing.
I know we haven't like kept in contact, but we've been watching from afar, bro. At least I have. Like, I've been watching from afar, bro. So
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, for sure. Y'all too.
Yeah, man. And I want to say thank you for actually hitting us up, saying, "Yo, like, I'm trying to get on an interview, man," because like.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I like what y'all are doing, and like I told you, Jaron, I know a lot of other artists that would be down to come on and do an interview. So anybody I can link y'all up with, like, I'm down to do it and help y'all out any way I can. I like what y'all are doing. I like to see people that I grew up with doing stuff like this.
I appreciate it. Likewise, dude. Like seeing you out there and doing your thing, making music, making videos too. Like,
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I got a lot more coming. This year we're gonna go crazy. Give me a month or two, but I just need like a month to just work. But this year we're going crazy.
All right.
hell yeah.
That's a bet. But look, man, Trvsh Bandicoot, this man's on IG, this man's on Twitter, Spotify, SoundCloud, Facebook, everything, bro. Check out Trvsh Bandicoot, check out Dummy Boy Gang. I mean, actually, before we even get off, man, name us some shout out some Dummy Boy Gang.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was just thinking that there's one person I left out this whole interview, and that's my homeboy Uzi Mackey, Doozy, Draven, whatever you know him as, but that's my brother. That's like me and him been in houses that don't even have electricity trying to record songs off generators, you know, like, and that's who I started. And him and my homeboy Adam Funk. That's the start of the Dummy Boy Gang right there. I think we started that in a garage running the studio off a generator. You know, like, you know, we really starved together, and we really, like, when one of us was going through it, everybody was going through it. So that's always family, and they're like the main members of Dummy Boy Gang. But we have so many, like, we got people in Pennsylvania. We got people that just because if somebody hits me up and they say, "Hey, yo, can I put Dummy Boy Gang on my IG name, or can I do it?" You know, like, I'm cool with it. So we got a ton of artists. We got EDM DJs. We got producers. We got rappers, singers, everybody that just messes with Dummy Boy Gang. But when it comes to like the origin of it, that would be my homie Doozy and my homeboy Adam.
Bet. Dope. I'm glad I almost forgot
that. we was in the scary trap house for real. That's what we used to call it, the scary trap house, because we got candles and shit up because it's dark in there.
Yo, that's some real in the trenches shit, bro. You sitting there recording on a generator with fucking candles.
We made that shit happen because my homeboy Adam, he had a crib at the time, and you know, stuff went left for all of us. Like, we were all at a point where our lives were just like not going good, but we met each other at the perfect time because all we did was grind. You know, like, the lights ain't even on, but we're still in that garage. Actually, the generator burnt the garage down. I shit you not. It caught fire. It burnt the garage down. Burnt my homeboy studio up. But we was working in it all the way until then.
Oh my Damn, bro. That's the realest shit I heard all week, bro. I can't even make, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, we was making it happen. I had people coming to pay me to record and everything, and we running it off the generator. Like, and we actually
down, bro.
Actually, my homeboy Adam even called a charge for running the studio because he had ran the extension cord into the business down the street.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
but that's where I say, like, we was making it happen any way we could, you know, like,
bro.
So those would be my brothers for life, you know.
That's real shit, bro. That's dope. That's dope. Man, but like I was saying, check them out: IG, Twitter, Spotify, SoundCloud, Facebook, everything. Shout out to you again, Trvsh, man. We appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fucks with us. Shout out to everybody that fucks with you, man. Look, it's been the Comrades, man. It's fucking Trvsh Bandicoot, Dummy Boy Gang.
Facts. Stick my mixtape in your recycling bin.
Facts. Anything? What? Get it off,
man. My engineer keeps my music file in the recycling bin on his computer.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god,
that's hilarious, man. Oh man. Look, this definitely gonna be in fucking my videos. You feel me? Like,
Facts.
But shout out to your engineer. That's funny as fuck. Damn, look, all right, it's Comrades, man. Thanks y'all for watching.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Shit, man. Appreciate you for coming on. Trvsh Bandicoot, man. Comrades, we out.
Peace out.